So after 2 long months, the Premier League season is finally about to kick off again. And our first game is against Burnley at 3 o'clock at home at Stamford Bridge. And I'm not really worried about the game. Personally, I do think we're going to get a result out of it. I think we will get the 3 points. But what I am worried about is our depth. I'm worried that if we take an injury in centre mid, I'm worried if we take an injury to one of our wing backs, then it could be disastrous for us. Mainly because we have very little depth in those areas. We only have 2 first team centre mids right now, Fabregas and Conte, with Bakayoko injured, Matic sold, Chalobah sold. We only have 1 right wing back in Victor Moses. Azpilicueta can slot in there, but I don't feel like he offers enough going forward. And we only have 1 left wing back in Marcos Alonso, with Kennedy about to go on loan. So we do need to make the signings. Obviously, we do need to make good depth signings. We need to make signings that will be able to provide an impact coming off the bench and will be able to provide competition, because bringing in competition in key areas will only bring out the best in every player that's competing for that spot, and competition will only bring positive results for the team as a whole. So I'm really hoping that we make at least 3 or 4 signings. 3 or 4 signings that would hopefully increase our depth and mean that if one of our key players comes off injured, one of our key players gets suspended, we have proper replacements in place. Like you saw in my Community Shield vlog on 100% Chelsea, I showed you the team sheets between Arsenal and Chelsea. Our team sheet didn't even make it halfway through Arsenal's. Arsenal have double the depth that we have. And if our title contenders, our title competitors, have that sort of depth, then that is very worrying for us. Because we now have Champions League football, so we're going to have a lot more midweek games. Therefore, we are going to have to rotate more. So we do need to make the depth. And all I'm hoping is that whatever signings we make, I just hope that they're the signings that Conte wants. Because at the end of the day, the manager needs to make the players that come in need to be the players that the manager wants. Don't throw random players at them and say, here you go, do something with them. Because Conte's a great manager, but he's not a miracle worker. If those players don't fit into the positions that he wants them to play in, they're not going to do much. They're not going to do much, if anything. So we need to make sure that whatever signings we get are the signings that Conte demands. Because if that happens, it will be the signings that he wants. If it doesn't work, he takes the blame. But as we've seen from last season, the guy is smart. The guy knows how to get results. And the guy knows how to get the best out of his players. And the guy knows the right players for the right positions. So at the end, let's stick with whatever Conte wants. And let's see what happens. But going back into the Burnley game, I am confident about this game, even with the injuries and the suspensions that we have. Mainly because no offense to Burnley, but we are on another level to them. No offense to Burnley. And it is the type of game that we should be winning. I feel like Burnley will sit back. They will defend. They will keep their defensive shape. They will try to pressure us, frustrate us, and try to attack us on the counter. And we do need to be ready for that. But I do think our team will be ready to get a result regardless. They have lost Michael Keane, but they've also managed to bring in good, experienced players like John Walters, I think Phil Barsley, Jack Cork. So they will sit back, they will try to frustrate us. But I do think that we have the quality to see this one through and get a result. Personally, for score predictions, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. 2-0 win for Chelsea. And my predicted team, I would go Thibaut Courtois in goal. Yeah, Thibaut Courtois is one of the best goalkeepers in the league, so this is an easier choice to make. Another easier choice is to pick David Luiz. putting him in the middle of our defensive three. He was one of the best defenders in the league last season. I felt he had an amazing season, and I do hope that he has the same type of season, if not better, this season. On the left side, I'd pick our captain, Gary Cahill. Very solid defender. Personally, I feel like sometimes he gets a lot of unmerited stick. I would put him on our left side. And on the right side, I'd put Antonio Rudiger. He had a great showing in the Confederations Cup. Very tall, strong, very good defender. Hopefully he gels into this team well, and I hope he has an amazing season. At right wing back, I'd put Cesar Azpilicueta. Personally as well, one of the best defenders in the league. Very solid. What in terms of one-on-ones, probably one of the best in the world. He doesn't offer a lot going forwards compared to Victor Moses, but in terms of defensive, one of the best in the league. One of the best, top three, definitely. So he has to be in this team. His crossing is also, I would say his crossing is pretty decent. So maybe he can whip it in, try and find Alvaro Morata. Maybe we can make something out of that. So Azpilicueta would go in at right wing back. At centre mid, there's only two first team centre mids fit, so this is going to be pretty easy. But it's also the two centre mids I would have picked if we had all of our fit ones. It would be the obvious one, N'Golo Kante. Glides past players so easily and nicks the ball off them even easier. Player of the season last season, not even surprised. His bad games were good. His good games were brilliant. The guy, I don't think he ever had an actually bad game. So N'Golo Kante goes in the centre mid, and in our other centre mid pairing, it would be Cesc Fabregas. Cesc Fabregas would have been my choice regardless of if we had Bakayoko fit or not. Mainly because with Burnley sitting back, they'd be giving Fabregas the space he thrives on to lay off diagonal passes, pick out players, and just giving him the space that he thrives on. So Cesc Fabregas and Kante would have been my centre mid pairing. I would put Marcos Alonso as our left wing back. Personally, I thought he just continued to improve as the season progressed. Towards the end of last season, I thought he was phenomenal. Dribbled past players so easy, looked so confident on the ball, amazing crosses, offers a lot going forward. Maybe not as much going back, but let's hope he can improve on that towards this season. And in our front three, I would have picked Pedro as our left forward. But Pedro, Conte's just said Pedro has come off injured from the Arsenal game and won't be fit to play tomorrow. So instead of him, I would actually put Charlie Masunda in there. I think Charlie Masunda is a great prospect. The ball is more or less glued to his feet at times. He is an amazing player. He didn't have a lot of minutes in the Community Shield, but he didn't put a foot wrong in them. I will lay the disclaimer though that it was only 10 minutes. But I do think Masunda could be the real deal. From what I've seen of him, he is an amazing talent, and I hope he gets given this chance, and I hope even more so that he takes it. Charlie Masunda for left forward. In right forward, I'll pick Willian. I pick Willian mainly because he is a great passer, great dribbler, has an amazing burst of pace, is our best free kick taker on the team and probably one of the best free kick takers in the league. Yes, maybe he does lack good decision making in the final third, but out of our forwards, he is the most experienced one that we have at Chelsea. So Willian is an easy pick for right forward. In strike, I'll go for Alvaro Morata. The reason why I'd go for Alvaro Morata is because he is the type of striker that does not waste his chances. This is the guy who last season only Lionel Messi had a lower minutes to goal ratio than. This is also the striker who scored with less shots than Lionel Messi and any other player in La Liga last season. You can say, yeah, Morata came on as a sub a lot. But Morata did win Madrid a lot of points with his goals. He did score a lot of key goals. Not just at the end of the game, not just towards the final 10 minutes of each game, but also towards the start. Morata has very good positioning. He's got great link-up play. He can also hold the ball up well. He's got good aerial ability and also has a very good long shot on him. And at the end of the day, with a team that's going to frustrate us like Burnley, we need a striker like Morata who will not waste his chances. Yes, maybe he might start to get frustrated if he isn't taking them. I've heard discipline is a bit of a weakness for him. But if he can get an early goal and break the deadlock and bring Burnley out, then we can build from that and hopefully really start to take control of the game. So that will be my starting 11 for the Chelsea-Burnley game. But guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. Please also subscribe to CarefreeLewisG. Also check out my vlogs and my fan cams on 100% Chelsea. And also stick around on this channel tomorrow, because after the Chelsea-Burnley game, I'm going to be putting in instant reactions to the game right here on this channel. Guys, don't forget again to like and subscribe to CarefreeLewisG and stick around, because there is a lot more content to come in the coming weeks and months. Stick around, guys.